Do you know those people who seem to move through life with quiet confidence? They're not posting every detail online, but somehow they're still building empires behind the scenes. Here's what I've learned. The real 1%, not just the wealthy, but the fulfilled, don't operate the way that we think. It's not luck, it's not talent, and it's not even money. It's the invisible habits, the mindset shifts, and the unspoken rules that they don't post about. So today I want to pull back the curtain and I want to share with you the 7 things that the 1% never talk about, but that completely changed how I live, work, and think. And we're going to dive right in. Number 1, they don't compete, they create. In my younger years, I always measured my worth by how I stacked up against others, their titles, their timelines, and their wins. Here's something I learned. The 1%, they don't compete. You see, comparison activates the same area of your brain that physical pain does. And that's why comparison literally hurts. But creation, that's the cure. Because when you create your work, your art, or your life, you shift from a perspective of scarcity to one of abundance. When I stopped trying to keep up and started focusing on my craft and my passion, my energy completely changed. Ideas flowed and my results, they automatically improved. I wasn't chasing validation anymore. Instead, I was creating from alignment. You see, the 1%, they don't compete for attention. Instead, they create from intention. Number 2, they don't chase motivation, they build systems. When I tried to build my morning routine, I used to wait for motivation, but motivation never showed up. So instead, I focused on building a system. Wake up, hydrate, write for 15 minutes, make my bed, work out, and then I realized that progress became automatic. The takeaway is that you don't need more motivation, you just need better systems. Number 3, they don't share their failures. This one is tricky in our share everything world. We have literally turned vulnerability into performance. The 1% understand something powerful. You process privately and you teach publicly. Brené Brown calls this boundaried vulnerability. It's not about oversharing, it's about honest timing. A few years ago, I went through a setback at work. I wanted to talk about it right away to set the record straight. I wanted to defend myself, but I held back. Instead, I sat with it, I journaled, I learned. And a year later, when I shared my story, the timing was perfect and people felt it. Because I wasn't speaking from a wound, but rather I was speaking from wisdom. Don't share the storm while you're still standing in the rain. Wait until you can guide others through it. Number 4, they don't share their every move. Instead, they share results. The 1%, they don't announce what they're doing next. They just do it. There's science behind it. You see, psychologist Peter Gollwitzer found that when people share their goals, your brain releases the chemical dopamine, which is also released when you actually achieve your goals. So when you share too soon, your brain feels satisfied, even before the work begins. So if you're starting a new business or you're going to start a YouTube channel, don't announce to the world what you're going to do. Instead, just start creating. You will see that once you stop talking and start creating quietly, everything will change. So the takeaway is to move in silence. Let your results do the talking. Number 5, they don't waste time in low return conversations. Here's something the 1% are ruthless about: their attention. Time is equal, but attention is not. You see, every gossip-filled chat, every draining debate, every endless scroll, it all adds to your cognitive load, the total mental effort that your brain can handle. A Harvard study found that people who manage their attention deliberately are 40% more productive and happier. When I started filtering my conversations, only engaging in ones that inspired me or lifted me up or built something, I noticed that my peace went up and my stress went down. At first, it felt lonely, but then it felt peaceful. And that peace, that's real wealth. So remember to protect your focus like it's your fortune. Number 6, they don't talk about balance, they live with alignment. You will never hear the 1% talk about work-life balance. That's because they're not juggling, they are aligning. Balance means everything gets equal time. Alignment means everything gets the right time. Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar, who wrote The Science of Happiness at Harvard, found that happiness equals meaning plus pleasure. The 1% don't chase busy, they chase meaning. They don't try to do it all, they try to focus on what truly matters. So stop chasing balance and start building alignment. Number 7, they don't share their vision with small-minded people. This one's personal. The 1% are super careful with their dreams because they know that not everybody has the capacity to see them. Cognitive psychology calls this social contagion. Emotions are contagious. If you spend too long explaining your dream to a fearful person, then their fear becomes yours. When I started creating content, I stayed silent because I knew that not everybody would get it. Some would laugh, some would doubt. But I did it anyway, and I learned that the vision wasn't given to them, it was given to me. So the takeaway is to protect your dream because not everybody deserves a seat at the planning table. You see, the 1% aren't superhuman. They've just mastered what most people overlook: silence, systems, focus, alignment, and faith in their vision. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this: you don't need to be louder, you need to be clearer. You don't need more motivation, you need more structure. The 1%, they don't just know these truths, they live them. And now, so can you. See you in the next one.